What I thought I'd do is I'd put in a washroom and an exercise room. It was supposed to entail about a 10-day job. 5 weeks later, it's a mess. Washroom's a little low, much lower than what I anticipated.
The bathroom's in the wrong spot.
The original price was $35,000 to $4,000.
There's no way it can be done for that money.
They feel they're 95% done of the job.
Wake up and smell the coffee. These people are not pros.
They informed the city that I didn't have a permit.
The contractor himself calls the government.
Unbelievable. Mike Holmes, look at this.
Is that garbage or what?
Look, you buggers, they haven't vented anything.
This is ridiculous.
Everything is wrong. I've decided now to gut it. Take it all down.
Mike Holmes, I love you.
Me too.
You want a good job to keep me in shape? I'll be a contractor.
Unacceptable.
God, I love my job.
So I've lived in the house now for about 10 years. And every year I try to do one renovation. You know, one year it was windows, roof, hardwood floors, whatever. This year my son is finishing university, so I thought, okay, I'm going to put him in a washroom downstairs, and we both like to exercise, so I thought we'll have a separate exercise room. And that's how the whole project started. I went through a recommendation of a friend of mine. Her son recommended two friends of his. And I met them, and they seemed like nice guys. They seemed very honest. One said he was an electrician. One said he was a contractor for over 10 years. I trusted what they said. We signed a contract. 2 days later, they started the job.
Well, anytime, a contractor can start within a couple of days, he's not a pro. Pros are busy.
Good morning, Barb. How are you?
Fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm really good now. It's a nice day.
It took them 2 days to move the materials into the house. Right away, I went, why is it taking you 2 days? That really gave me an indication that what have I got myself into? But how do you turn back? You've hired them, you signed a contract. They keep telling you that they know what they're doing.
Well, here we go.
So as you can see, the washroom's a little low, much lower than what I anticipated.
You have nice high ceilings. We're looking at about 8-foot ceilings. They're right under the ductwork. Why did they choose this location?
They said do it around the drain. So
Well, you're not supposed to tie into that drain. That's the weeping drain. That is not the sewage drain. They are two separate lines. Brand new door, pre-hung, easy to install. They blew that. You have the toilet right in the middle, and you've got to walk around the toilet to get into the shower stall. That's not going to work. Because your door...
You wouldn't be able to
Yeah, your
get
door...
the shower door.
That's right. Your door's going to swing
right.
right to left. I just don't like how tight this toilet is to the shower stall. Look where he's got your nipple here for the shower head, so your ring around that excussion ring is going to touch the ceiling. Does the glass even fit here?
No, it doesn't. I tried it, and the glass doesn't fit. Because they raised it up so high, it comes right off.
Oh my God. So they didn't even bother finishing the drywall, priming it, and then putting it up. You can see that the glue didn't even bond to this whatsoever. Why? I'm going to show you. It's dirty. It's dirty. Glue does not stick to dirt. Look at these tiles. Is that garbage or what?
I know.
That grout is not going to come off. Now we've got to use a special acid to get that off. I don't even like it. You can see from the outside that they actually brought up the level of the floor to level the floor, but they did not level the floor because it's running drastically down. I don't like the electrical. You see the plastic in here? By code, you're only supposed to have a 1/4 inch of that plastic in the box. I see improper grounding. Way too much movement in the ceiling here. This is not going to work. Look at... Oh, it just came on.
I know. I was under the impression they weren't showing up for work till about 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning.
She knew they were showing up late, so she thought she'd play a trick on them, and one day she locked the door, knowing that they'd phone when they got there. Well, they phoned at 11:45 that day. And she says, well, why are you starting late?
Their excuses were hilarious, and I can't believe them. Oh, my wife drank a half bottle of wine last night. She had an allergic reaction to it. She's really sick. One of their friends had committed suicide. He had cancer, and he had to have an emergency chemo treatment. Well, I'm a nurse, and I know you don't have emergency chemo treatments. They now had another friend that committed suicide.
Stories, excuses. This is what leads into showing you're dealing with the wrong contractor. If the contractor's a pro, there's never an excuse, there's never a problem. It's every day, and the job is done on time.
It was supposed to entail about a 10-day job, and 5 weeks later, it's a mess.
Well, we have a lot of nice room here. What's the idea of this room?
This room was supposed to be an exercise room.
You look like you got the arms. You work out?
Oh, it's gonna try, yeah.
You got pipes there, I tell you. What were they gonna do with the outside wall?
Originally, this was supposed to be finished off with drywall, and then I said, listen, just forget it, just strip the wall down and paint it. I can live with that, because it kept escalating. Like, this project escalated every time.
What was your original price?
The original price was $35,000 to $4,000, but then we ran into problems with the plumbing, so I had to pay an additional $2,000 for the plumbing. So I paid them cash for
There was
the plumbing.
no way you can do a bathroom in a room for
Oh, I know that now.
$4,000.
That's ridiculous. You couldn't do this job. This is a bathroom with a weight room. We're talking $18,000 here. No education, letting Barb know there's no way it can be done for that money.
I'll bet you they have no insulation up in the ceiling there, but I will bet you. I'll put my money on it. Just close this in, okay? And what they've done, cold's going to emit through the wall and make that a very cold zone upstairs. What's all the wood here?
Originally, when they put in the ceiling, they used this 1/4-inch board.
On the ceiling?
On the ceiling. So when I came home, it was going like this. It was just dipping, 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 and I said, it's unacceptable.
A finished cheap board is all it is. This is really for facing, but they screwed it up. Like, how do they plan to finish on the
They were
edges?
gonna put the little white plastic caps in. That's what they were gonna do. So I had them rip it down. They put in this drywall ceiling.
Barb's saying, you're taking too long. I need this done. My son's coming home. It's supposed to be finished.
I was becoming very, very frustrated with them. On the Tuesday, they said they were going to have the job completed by the Friday night at 5 o'clock. So I had them sign a new little contract saying they'd be complete on Friday at 5.
Friday afternoon, they call her on the phone and say, well, we're 95% done. We need about an hour left just to finish the place. Can I get my check now? Not a chance in hell are they going to finish in an hour.
So I come home at 5 o'clock. I go down to the basement and I see what I see. And I just went, oh my God, this is awful.
They used metal studding everywhere, didn't they? All right, let's take a look at that.
I'm just against metal studs in a basement. They were designed for commercial, and now they're allowed to come into residential. There's no code that says you can't use them, but think about it. In the basement, we always have a wet zone. If there's ever a problem with water, what happens to the metal studs? They rust. They emit hot and cold. So if it's cold, it runs through the stud.
Oh, put the Romex right through the metal studding? That's not the way I want to see it. If they're going to use Romex, they have to protect it. In this case, it's a very sharp edge and is not a wise move whatsoever.
They feel they're 95% done of the job and that they should be fully compensated.
Did you get any permits on this job?
I didn't realize you needed a permit because I thought if you weren't doing anything structural, you didn't have to have a permit. But as I found out, you do. These two gentlemen informed the city that I didn't have a permit.
You're kidding me.
No.
Oh my God.
The contractor comes in, screws up, screws her, takes her money, phones the government, gets her in trouble, and he gets away with it.
Let me go get some tools. Let me go get a permit. We're going to come back here and we're going to rip this apart. Then I'll bring you back.
Thank you.
We'll set up your gym for you.
Okay.
Okay?
Oh, really? Good.
Excellent. One sign of bad wiring will tell me everything is wrong. Does that look safe to anybody? They're right under the ductwork. Why did they choose this location?
They said do it around the drain. So
Well, you're not supposed to tie into that drain.
The bathroom's in the wrong spot.
Oh, you haven't been here yet, have you, Sean?
No, I haven't. You got a new surprise for me?
Well, it's,
This is part
What do you think?
here?
you know what? No matter how we look at it, it's all wrong. I've seen worse, but this is just not going to work, so let's take it down.
Not proper.
Let's start on the inner side, and then we'll work our way into the bathroom.
Well, do you want to take down all his work?
What do I normally say?
I don't like it. It's all coming down.
All right, then. All right. So the idea she wanted here was a gym room, so we'll just make the room go along this way. We'll just change the angle of the room. We'll give her a gym room. We're going to really funk this out for
Gym
her.
room, washroom.
Right. We'll remove the plates and start pulling drywall as neat as we can in big pieces, just so we don't,
Yeah.
raise a dust storm. We'll take our time.
Okay.
I would rather not always take everything down. I would like to work with anything that works for me, but in this case, again, nothing works for me. Corner bead will finish your outside corners. If they have a crimper system that when they put up the corner bead, they hit the crimper and it crimps the metal to the corners. So what they're supposed to do is after the fact, go back and drop some screws in it. What happens in a lot of new homes today is they did not add the screws, so every time you hit the corner, it just takes out the corner bead. In this case, we do have some screws, unfortunately, not enough.
Nice.
This is gonna be an easy day. Look at this. The wire's on the inside of the stud. By code, they have to run through the studs, and preferably wood studs, or use at least armored cable. Believe this? You see absolute no screws in here whatsoever, okay? Joined by this little piece of 2x4, which obviously is just going to not make to cut this and run the wires like this, because what they didn't do was feed it up through the stud. Incorrect again. You don't want metal near the electrical line. Why? Because you're going to get into the hot line and energize the whole metal system. If you're going to use metal studs, you're supposed to use a Kelly screw at this point. It's a 1/4 inch small screw. And the idea is that it is 100% threaded. A drywall screw is not. So by the time you put that together, what it does is it gives it flimsy. See how that moves? Anytime you have anything flimsy and you're gonna drywall over it, what does it do? It's gonna break all your seals in no time whatsoever. Here's the electrical running through the corner. Very, very sharp corners. I'm telling you, all I have to do is slide my finger down that, I will cut my finger. The shower is right here. This is the wet zone, this is the water. So we have electrical, plumbing, metal, all in an area. A box right at the bottom of a tap. Think about that. What happens if this leaks and sprays out to the box? Let's keep it safe. I want to stay alive. I'm sure you want to stay alive. And this is not the way, this is not safe. Sean likes it when he gets his hammer and he can smash things. He just takes away the frustration. Well, that's good for a body. One sign of bad wiring will tell me everything is wrong. One sign. Oh, we need a proper wire clamp here that holds it and protects it away from the sharp metal. Does that look safe to anybody? Absolute improper grounding, not secured to nothing, completely illegal, completely dangerous. I knew we'd find that. Not accessible. Oh my God, the whole thing's coming down. Look at this. I don't care about the lights anymore. We're gonna go new. Another hidden junction point. Oh yeah, you ever want to get your cable? You're not gonna find it once you drywall over it. Another junction point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 junction points. 7. There's 7 junction points. If there's ever a problem, how do you find out where it is? More than likely, based on what we see, it's gonna be at every single one of them. How do you get to that junction point? So I'm gonna disconnect and make it safe. No wire protection. This is just unbelievable. Not only was it concealed, okay, it's not grounded to box. There's your ground right there. I would rather use a safer light, to be honest with you. I want to see a plastic housing on the outside so you can't get electrocuted by accident.
Hey, Holmesy, where do you think they were venting this?
Oh, is that you?
Yeah.
Right here where the vent is inducted,
Over?
under.
Well, metal studs are not cheaper. It's the equivalent cost to wood studs. The idea of using metal studs is speed. They can drop in the bottom plate, drop in the top plate, throw in the studs, and just drop in a couple of screws. When it comes down to it, it isn't a ton faster. It is nowhere near as strong. You can't hang up beautiful wall mirrors. You can't hang up anything because there really is no strength in this. It's a very low gauge. Okay. Now we start new. Isn't that strange? He's got a T here. Yeah. If that's downhill, what do we have incoming? Now I'm going to take this face and I'm going to turn it into what it should have been. Let's just get the rest of these screws down. Today I'd like to get the studding done if we can. I've already torn everything out. We're gonna pull all this up. I wanna see which way the drain is running in the floor, and we'll determine it from this point. We're gonna put the bathroom over there. Completely abnormal that I find a neo-angle shower stall well in place. You just don't see this. So they did that so well. Look at the tiles popping up here. And I should not be able to pull them up that easy. Jackhammer it is. What they did was they went over top of the paint so you can see that it just peeled up. Not to mention, they lay a level pad to do a leveled floor, and as you can tell by looking at this, it's extremely unlevel. It actually pools right in this spot right here, runs down here. And that's the way it should be. Very hard to pull up right here. I tell you, each and every time I come in and do a job like this, the only thing I can be thankful for is that they didn't know what they were doing. It makes it easier for me to pull it up. But it's still a waste of money no matter how you look at it. At this point, what I really want to break open is this area here to determine where the drain is, where he's tied in. It's not even concrete, it's just a cement sand mix. What I'm looking for is to see where he's tied into the drain, because I don't want to start just cutting the floor everywhere. I want to know exactly where it is.
We're on a corner lot here, so you're not sure which way the main drain's gonna be. Is that what you're
Well, this is an older area, and the weeping, they actually sump pump it right to the ditch. There's a sump pump in the corner here. Now, the main sewage line will not obviously go into the ditch. That's why I think it's a possibility it's running to the front of the house, not to the side of the house. Want to see where it's going. Oh, he put a T in the floor here.
A T?
Yeah, it's got a T. Why? There's the weeping drain in the center here. It's the only one in the area. The angle of the T is running that way, which diverts the water that way, yet we have an incoming, which tells me if that's downhill, what do we have incoming? Right near the front door, to the right of the front door, see if there's a downspout in the ground.
This is the area approximately in the basement where we see where they did that cutout, but there's no evidence of a downspout going here, so it looks like there must be a weeper, and they've tied into the weeper that's leading out to the main drain. I think that they've tied the weeper in.
Normally they don't run that back into the house. They tie it on the outside of the house.
Yeah.
We're just gonna have to break open the floor and see what the hell he's done here. It does look like it's leaking, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, there's lots of water there somewhere.
Just keep breaking it till we find that connection. I hate guessing, but at this point, you know, it's easy for me to say, okay, we have a line coming out, where does it go? Plus we have to tie this in. And he hasn't broke the floor over here. My guess is he's tied it all into here. I'll tell you in a second, and he did. Look at that. That's exactly what he did. So he's put a Y, a reducer down to a 2-inch line. This runs right over to the shower. So that tells me that's not vented. Well, I have to find out more. I have to break up the floor. What did he replace here? Why did he dig this trench? Now, this is supposedly weeping. So how far do I gotta check? Well, there's no doubt in my mind, not only do I have to inspect the sewage line, I'm gonna have to make sure we fully inspect the weeping line. We do not want both to mix, that's for sure. I need to see it a little more here like this so we can dig down right here and find out what this is.
This is independent of this black
Yeah, and it should be. I have a lower line here. That tells me it's running this way.
Well, that tells you that's weeper. That's weeper. The one over there's weeper. They're tied into the main drain,
Yeah.
wherever they're picking up over here.
Goes over to the sump pump and sumped out. Okay, I'm fine with that. We're gonna have to pop up the tray, access more to see what he's done here. Oh, it should be that hard to take anything apart. Well, it's just funny to see such a crisscross of plumbing here. You just never see it this way. But for some strange reason, he's come around the wall rather than going underneath it. So he probably even confused himself when he got in here and went, what the hell's going on here?
What have I done?
We're just getting going on the walls here. Got Benj and Sean studding the walls while we're getting the rest of this plumbing exposed. We are on day 3 here, and Ben just put up some studded walls here. I've had Des cut up on the rest of the floor. It's turned into a mess. It wasn't just these guys, it was whoever did this before.
For them, yeah.
You know, things we have to deal with, but we'll make it happen. We also have Sandy coming in around 10:30, so we should try and get ready for him. You know, he can start the walls, but we got to get these bulkheads up. We want to make sure we use sill gasket underneath our 2x4 for a couple of reasons. One, we don't want the concrete to touch our bottom 2x4 plate. Why? Because concrete is porous, can actually, especially in a high water zone in this area, can absorb the water through the concrete and rot the bottom plate. It also acts as a thermal barrier, in other words, an insulation underneath the wood. So we'll hit one more screw there, we'll move the stud over and we'll set up with a top plate, give us a guide for the bulkhead here. Come out around the ductwork because it goes round here. I had to come out this distance to catch that straight to here, so our ceiling's straight and I don't have a little corner here. I don't want that corner. So we'll now come out from here, shoot straight across at this point.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Sandy.
Good, buddy. How are you?
Are you by yourself or?
No, Alfonso's coming.
Alfonso's coming?
Yep.
Okay, it's fairly simple. We're just trying to we had some plumbing issues here, so
Okay.
it's kind of slowed us down here.
Is there any loads, special loads, special treadmill? It's going to be a weight room.
There is a treadmill, but it's right in there. As far as I'm concerned, it's just a standard 15 amp or...
Yeah, some of them are a little bit heavier, so they may need like a separate circuit.
That's why you're here. That's a really good point.
How about inside the washroom?
Washroom, I think we'll just do a standard center light, one over the sink, and maybe a shower light.
Okay.
Normally, we want to see the switches on the inside of the bathroom. That way, no kids can play with the switches while you're in the bathroom. But in this case, it's just her and her son, and we don't want switches so close to the shower stall. I want the door to swing in, so it means we can't have switches on that side, so now we're going to the outside. This is one of the greatest tools we've ever invented. It saves us simple transit that we've got to actually mark the whole room. I save probably an hour in trying to level this out to make it really good. And even then, even though you try to level it on such a span, it's never perfect. This makes it perfect. One push of a button lines the room for me. And now I can determine the lowest point of the ductwork and make everything that I do with the bulkhead perfectly level to the rest of the area. If you have trouble in the lighting to see the light, they supply you the glasses, and look at that, I can see it clear as day. That's just beautiful. Yeah, I have one stud left. I'm gonna put that one in here. We're gonna have to pick up a few more to bulk in this corner for the toilet. And we'll have the plumber come in because he missed today. Not a big deal. There's already a lot of people in here, but we'll bring him back in here and get this passed and get it closed in. Start insulating Vaporberry. And we're there. I'm feeling good. All the electrical's done. Gotta like it.
Because all this tissue started to come out.
That's right.
Is that right?
When he poured down the sink, all this came
This is
shooting
tissue
out.
that was in the drain.
This is coming from the upstairs washroom.
Right.
Backing up.
Right.
Man.
That's not a good sign. Good morning. Well, here we go. From a bathroom in the wrong position to absolute wrong plumbing. So, I think what we're going to do today is bring in a scope guy, and we're going to scope down the drain and find out where it's going, what the problem is inside it. And this way we'll have a video. We'll be able to see everything on the inside. And at the same token, we'll bring in Todd, and he's going to do all the new plumbing today.
They had put a drain right in the top of the sump pit over there and thought, I guess if the pump shut off, that if the tank filled up, that it would then drain down into this white drain, which is supposed to be some weeping tile. And it's all sloping, towards the middle where this floor drain is here in the middle. And so this is sloping this way, that is sloping the other way. There's no way for it to go. You can see the toilet paper has come out there, but I get the funny feeling, the stack being over there, that this drain actually looks like it might be pointing the wrong direction. They maybe put a Y in backwards. So what was happening when the drain was backing up, being that none of these joints were tight, you know, the effluent was actually flowing down this weeping tile, going into that sump pit and being pumped out on the front lawn.
Okay, so what do you want to do first?
I guess we'll get the drain guys and the camera guys in, and we'll take a scope of the drain, see what we can find out.
Good day, sir.
Hey,
Mike, what's your name?
Stuart. Mac Plumbing.
How you doing, Stuart?
And Mike.
Mike? That's an easy name.
Nice to see you.
Well, if you're going to do something right, you bring in the right guys. Now, what they're doing is they're running in 15-foot lengths so they can determine approximately where this problem is. They'll have a cutter on the end, which will really just go through and clean it all the way down. What we want to do is clear the pass, then we'll run the scope down, and we'll find out exactly where this drain is, what the hell they've done. It's more or less like an operation here. We're going to run in a scope down your body and see where the tumor is.
He's putting the drain machine down there, and it's actually pushing the big wad of toilet paper out that old connection where the old bathroom was tied into.
It's going down. There we go. So we're taking out the clog.
27 feet.
We know when we're using the camera at approximately 30 feet, we're going to look for what was causing the obstruction.
We're going to run this camera right down that drain, and we're going to see everything to do with this drain.
You see all this build up here?
Yeah, well, what kind of pipe is that?
This has got to be either clay pipe. It's definitely not PVC pipe. See this here?
All kinds of corrosion.
Looks like.
That's probably the block you just took out?
Yeah.
Well, the constant run of water is a concern to me, which says more than likely weeping is tied into this. Am I correct?
Yes.
Or their connection isn't tight, right? And it's just draining in.
Okay, so here, we're 25 feet. That's the one we cleared.
Oh my God, look at that. It doesn't look bad, other than highly corroded.
So we're at 40 feet now, almost.
And we have a tie in here. This is probably going to outside?
Yep.
Now, if we run a spinner brush down there, that'll help clean it? Well, at least it's in the right run, and now that we know we can actually clean that and I don't have to break up the floor in the other side of this house, we should be able to locate that outside now, eh?
Yeah, we can go outside, locate it, and then we'll know where we are outside.
Okay, let's do that. We have the locator, which is going to now pick up the signal from the camera.
The camera transmits signals.
And we'll find out exactly where that's sitting, right?
It'll tell us where it is and how deep. We're getting close when you start to hear the beeping.
Very good. You're going to need another quarter for this.
Yeah. You hear the beeping, that tells you you're really close. And now what we want to do is find the highest number here and the lowest number here. This is the transmission signal, and this is the depth. Right now our camera is right here.
And we're 7
feet 11 inches deep, yeah.
That's good. Okay, now what do we do?
We shut it off and we go back and snake it back out and clear that drain. Nice trap.
No glue in there either.
I guess he didn't glue this joint. Maybe he didn't feel it necessary because it was underground or something. Once again, I think the effort was there. He just didn't have the knowledge.
They call it a shark tooth cutter. You can see it's got like saw teeth on it. And as it spins through the drain, it cuts away any
corrosion.
debris that's yeah.
And that's pretty hard corrosion too, eh?
Yeah, it's quite a bit of calcium buildup.
Right. So we're going to run this 100 feet?
We're going to run it 115 feet and make sure that we're right out to the city main.
Okay.
I like to go semi-slow so we make sure we get good coverage.
I'll tell you, this is the best $250 you could ever spend. Flat rate, $250. They'll come in, clean your drains, run the scope down, let you know. You got to think about this. Just say you put down electric floor heating, ceramic tile, granite tile, $10,000 floor in your basement, and you have a problem with your weeping. Now you got to ruin all that to fix it. So for $250, you do this first, know your drains are fine, scope it out, clean it out, and then do your new flooring. It's not wasted money.
Is our work done here?
Your work is done.
Yep.
Thank you,
Mike.
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you. It was very nice to meet you.
We're just trying to get ready to, to get the drains back in, and and hopefully get at least this stack tied back in before the customer comes home so she has a running toilet to use when she arrives in.
Come on, put your hand.
Oh, okay, this end.
Okay. Well, we have a bit of a
Problem.
It looks like a lake, doesn't it?
Up.
Really dug it up. Well,
Really?
we're right to the sump pump right now.
It's quite taken back a little bit to see everything taken up off the floor, but it has to be done, right?
We called in a specialist to do a cleaning of your sin right out to the street. So not only that, we actually ran down a scope down your drainage to determine where everything was tied in, as well as to make sure we cleared all the blockages. There was 4 blockages was in your main pipes.
The day the city inspector came, the plumber came to talk to him so that we wouldn't have to dig it up. But now I realize it's more because of maybe the work that he did versus that just to go through the hassle of ripping the floor up again.
This has turned not only from a bathroom in the wrong position to one hell of an issue on the plumbing.
Yeah, I can see. From what Mike has shown me, I think that definitely what this person did magnified the problem versus what he was supposed to be doing. What he was telling me was that everything was going to be much better.
I think Barb was a little stunned to the point knowing that had she have let the guys finish, it wouldn't have worked. She would have had a lot of problems.
So I'm glad that Mike opened it up. I'm glad that all this will be fixed and I won't have to worry about it.
All right, Todd, it looks like your headaches are almost over. And I'll tell you, mine's just beginning. All right, isn't this nice? No more muck. We're just getting ready to finish the plumbing in the bathroom, then we'll get this drywalled and get going on that shower stall.
Just roughing in the basin here and getting the venting up and through and over to the vent stack there. Well, a lot of people assume that, you know, the venting is there and they think it's there to take the odor out of the pipe, but the venting is actually there to let air into the system so that you know, if you don't have a vent on a drain, for instance, if you took like a pop bottle upside down and it would sort of gloop, gloop, gloop because it can't get air in from the bottom when it was draining. And when you get a sink that doesn't have a vent on it, you filled it up with water and let it drain, it would almost drain the same sort of way. But when you have a vent on there, it allows it to take some air when it's draining, so it drains properly.
Well, now that we're vented, let's get that return air in the bathroom. A lot of people do not tape their joints, but you know what? If we can stop any air leakage, I'm in. The tape's there, it's easy to put up. If you notice, I'm using a metal tape and not your standard duct tape, which is 1,001 uses except for ductwork. See, here we go. That duct tape is not sticking. So I'm gonna replace that. That's what we don't want for ductwork. We can use it for anything else except for ductwork.
This is IPEX, which is a plastic tubing, which, you know, it's newer on the market. You know, it's a new product for a lot of plumbers now. I myself only use plastic water pipe. I'm a firm believer that it's far better than copper. You know, it's easier to run, it's faster, you're gonna get better water distribution from it.
Can we keep the shower head nice and high? This guy's 6'3".
I always keep them nice and high.
Excellent.
Well done.
In the last couple of days, they got most of the drywall up, and that way we can get going on the plastering. This is the feeling good stage. This is where we don't have any more headaches. We just finish it. I really chose to use a concrete board in the shower stall. You know, we have more and more worries nowadays of the mold, so now we're making it 100% mold-free. So there's just all there is to it. From now on, all our shower stalls are concrete board with the membrane. Yeah, normally with drywall, you'd use drywall screws, but they can rust. So we're using an exterior screw that will not rust. It's just a wiser move.
Making a jamb for the French doors that are going in. They don't make those from in the factory, so we're making one here.
You know, they just haven't used the proper, you know, connections to tie the drain in. Plus, they have the drain, you know, right in front of the window, which would have been pretty easy at the time to just run the drain a little bit lower. easy to fix, so we'll take care of that for her.
We got a coat of plaster up, we got the plumbing done. I'm not leaving until we finish drywalling this bathroom so we can get the waterproof on tomorrow. We'll tile it Wednesday, we should be priming. Feeling good, we're gonna finish this soon. You start to close it in, you really start to see what it looks like. This is working out, we're a little hollow right now, we don't have carpet in, but we're working on that. The bathroom is completely ready now for the shower stall. Look at the size of this. If you see this, this is a nice big shower stall. I like it. I like it a lot. It's gonna look really good. This is a watertight shower in a box. You're gonna like it. Well, this kit is based on a 4 foot by 4 foot shower stall, and the beauty of it is that I can actually cut it to fit anything I want. All I'm using the gravel for at this point is a filler. I can use sand, I can use anything to fill this area, and then I'll do a scratch coat over top. Really, talk about an easy product to work with. You just put down the thin set, put the foam tray in place, the depth of it was cut earlier, and then just fill in the sides. Just filling the sides to extend it to 5 feet, because we have a 4 by 4 shower stall floor. And it doesn't have to be perfect. This kit costs about $500, but I tell you, it's the most the smartest $500 you're ever going to spend. Takes about a day to install it, because you have to set your drain, you have to set your tray, your curbing, and do this in a procedure. But you know, by the end of the day, you can either start tiling or wait till the next day, which I prefer to wait till the next day. I want it 100% dry. Okay, Benj, you want to get the other 2 sides going? I'll start cleaning up, and we'll prep this for tomorrow.
Okay.
These were cut to fit this bathroom.
That's some of the nicest slate I've ever seen. Look at that.
This is like 50 million years old. Just gorgeous. Day 5, let me tell you, this is gorgeous. Does this stand out? I can't wait to see this done. This is Benj. Great job,
Yeah,
buddy.
it's coming, eh, Mike? Yeah, it's really gorgeous stuff to work with. Just now in the process of coming out this way from the shower stall and just lining up the black one into the middle.
And this little black effect, that really
Yeah,
works.
it's worked out good. Yeah.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited.
It's gorgeous.
This has got to be the finest bathroom we've done at this size. We're just getting everything sanded now. We're getting ready to prime everything, get the painters in. We'll prime it, and then they can go ahead and paint it. We'll just try and jump the gun and help them out. We're trying to have this done for Monday. Monday's going to be a hell of a day, let me tell you, because we have the carpet people coming in, the mirror guys, the shower door guys, the electrician. Everyone's going to be here on Monday, so it's going to be a bit of a circus. But by the end of the day, we're done. We're going to the next one. She's going to love this. She's going to love this. Last day. Today we get the house back. Oh, we get the basement back anyways. Right now, Sean's priming the doors in the old bathroom. Got the mirror guys in, the carpet will be installed today. Get that nice big 4x4 mirror here, complete mirrored wall there. Get the stereo in, the TV. How we doing, Craig?
Good, Mike. How you doing?
Pretty damn good, and that look nice. That's not so bad. I expected it was going to be a harder day, so still a lot to do here. I mean, you know, we got a lot of glass, mirror, carpet, electrical. There's still a lot to do, but not as bad as I expected. I'm just getting all the high stuff off the floor. You're getting ready to put the carpet in. We're going to put in the underlay under the carpet simply because we're using a commercial grade carpet. We want to soften it a bit. It's going to be good. Now, it's important you do research on the different types of carpet out there. For example, this carpet here, it's a very strong, durable carpet. It will last for years. However, you got to be careful what type of vacuum you use on it. You use a vacuum with a beater brush on the end, it could grab a strand of the carpet and make it run. As usual.
Thank you very much, Mike.
Thank you.
These are 2 pot lights that are going in to reflect the mirror that's going to be on the wall.
I just got to send Sean back to the store. We need a ceiling light here, a light above the vanity, and we need one more covering plate for the pot light. We got an awful lot of bodies in this house. We're going to be done soon. We're just on the last stages here. We're running a little late, but that doesn't surprise me because these days are a little hairy. But last minute things, do a quick cleanup. Todd's just finishing in the bathroom, so we'll get everything scrubbed down, vacuumed, get all the tools out of here. And then we'll bring it back. You all done, Todd?
Yeah, that's a wrap.
I thank you. We'll see you on the next one.
Alrighty.
Keep up the good work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
A few little wipe ups, and we're out of here. Okay, ready? Come on in.
Oh, wow. Nice. Nice color.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at Fred. Very nice.
Now, I don't know if this is exactly the way you want it laid out, but I just put it here this way, and I thought maybe you could do your workout in front of this mirror. I didn't like your other TV.
No.
So I went and bought you one.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I bought you a stand. When I leave, it looks right to me, and that's what I do. So if I got to go get a TV and a TV stand, or I've got to do a little bit of extra painting, or whatever it takes to make my job look right when I leave, I'll do. Now let me tell you a little bit about this. Once we had pulled down the drywall and took a look at it, the electrical was an absolute nightmare. So everything came down, the metal studs, the electrical. We just started all over again. We had a hell of a time with the plumbing and the floor. So we have fixed absolutely everything.
You did a fantastic job.
Bad, eh?
Yeah.
Nice little touch with the mirrors.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
We even set you up with a surround sound 5.1 system. So when you get tired of this, we have the jacks in behind it. These are the main master jacks, which lead to all the other 4 jacks.
Mm-hmm. You'll never leave now.
No.
Jeez.
You want to see that bathroom?
I'm dying to see the bathroom.
Fred's been waiting for the wash.
Well, you are the tall one, and you were the one we had to consider. This was too short for you, right? Why would you put the bathroom in a spot with such a low ceiling when you had such a huge room? Was it because it was close to the plumbing? It doesn't matter where the plumbing is. You tie into it. You have to do it to code. It just doesn't matter. But it shows in experience because they didn't realize they could have put it somewhere else. Come on.
Oh my God. Look at this, Fred.
Oh.
Jeez. This is
This is
more than fantastic.
Yeah, this is Slate from Brazil.
It's beautiful.
Behind the door,
Oh,
we even did
nice.
slate shelves. We have heat coming into the floor.
Look at the floor. It's beautiful.
I love this floor.
Oh,
I chose to do
God.
a black look all the way through, directly up.
Oh, that is so nice. I'm not kidding, isn't it?
This is incredible.
Yeah. I'm moving downstairs.
Nice, yeah.
You be upstairs.
She really, truly loved it, and I think she is going to take the downstairs and move her son upstairs. We can get everybody in here. Look at this, everybody.
Everyone's in the
And you
shower.
fit under there, eh?
Oh my
I'm getting a
God.
little uncomfortable though, I'm not gonna lie.
This is beautiful.
This shower.
It is fantastic.
That would be the old iron, that layers of iron that got into the stone. That's why it colors it a little bit of red. Isn't that something?
This is beautiful. It really, really is.
I've never been this excited to shower before.
I can't believe it. This is so nice. You're a very fortunate guy, friend.
I certainly am.
And it all started out as a total disaster.
Oh, awful.
I always wonder why people jump on the cheapest quote, why they try and do it the cheapest way. Yet in all other aspects of life, cars, buying the house, they'll pay the high price. They'll pay the right price.
Thank you so much.
You are
I mean,
welcome. You are welcome.
I mean that. Thank you.
Welcome. Fred, pleasure meeting you.
Likewise.
I hope you have fun with it.
I certainly will.
Keep smiling.
Well, bottom line here, the job's done right. They're extremely happy, which makes me feel good. Now I can go home and sleep. Now I can go on to the next one.
We'll take that PVC and ABS as well. Another great job.
Another one, we're gonna do that.
Hey, Holmesy. All right, Benjamin, have a great weekend. See you next week.
Bought the house 18 months ago. We knew it was our dream home.
We were going to do a major renovation.
They give them a huge down payment.
They just went through the wall and into the drain.
The water was flowing onto the sidewalk as Tanya was doing the laundry.
No permit shows it. No permit shows it. We have no vapor barrier. Is it gonna keep the cold on that side and the warm on this side? No. They insulated it and then plastered it in. Illegal.
Not gonna be easy, but there's nothing we can't do. It's just how much damage do we have to do it.
Mike Holmes.
Look at this. Is that garbage or what? Look, you buggers, they haven't vented anything. This is ridiculous.
Everything is wrong. I've decided now to gut it. Take it all down.
Mike Holmes, I love you.
Me too.
You want a good job to keep you in shape?
Be a contractor.
Unacceptable.
God, I love my job.
This was a neighborhood where we spent the first 2 years of our marriage, and we really liked it. We wanted to come back.
Spent close to a year almost looking.
A year, yes. We bought the house 18 months ago, so when we came here, we knew it was our dream home. We actually waived a home inspection.
The agent had said, you know, there's more than one offer at this house, and if you're really interested, you're going to have a clean offer with no conditions, no inspection, nothing. We knew right away that we were going to do a major renovation. The house is a little dated. For the most part, it was going to be cosmetic.
Yes.
We were going to be upgrading a few bathrooms and putting in hardwood floors throughout. And one of the key features of the remodeling was a relocation of an upstairs laundry room to the basement.
So this first contractor they hire, they give him a huge down payment. He comes in, he tears down a few walls, puts up a wall, and runs. Thousands of dollars.
We took the legal route and
Yes.
tried to go after him, and then we found out that he had basically declared bankruptcy and wasn't in the business, and the company was a shell company with no assets, and that was sort of the end of our road. We hired a second contractor. He came in, and he basically renovated the laundry room, did the connections, did everything in accordance to what our original contractor was going to do.
Everything looks fine. Everything looks beautiful. Upon using the washing machine for the first time, they find out that there's soap suds all over the property.
Hi, Mike.
Tanya.
Oh, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you, Alex.
How are you?
Welcome. Come on in.
Get out of this cold.
The water was flowing onto the sidewalk as Tanya was doing the laundry. And we realized there was a major problem with the pipe connections and that sort of thing in this house.
The laundry room used to be on the second floor, and the whole plan here was to expand the second floor, make it a guest room, put the laundry room down in the basement.
Out of curiosity, how much did that cost?
The contract price was $90,000.
90 grand. Move the laundry room downstairs, change the room, couple walls, new floors.
Yes.
That's an awful lot of money, but okay.
We thought it was quite high too, but the contractor that we hired, we had seen his work in 2 other homes and we were really impressed. So we figured, you know what, we've got to go with the best because we really want it to look spectacular. And this is going to be an investment for us and we're going to live here long term.
It looks good now, but we'll take a really good look as I walk around. But I understand we do have issues with the laundry room in the basement, and why don't we go down and take a look? They finished this whole room?
Yes. We put in a new floor, we repainted it, we put in a new ceiling, pot lights, and all the cabinetry, everything's new. So I guess, Mike, they took the easy way out. They just went through the wall, and they saw a drain, and they didn't bother testing it. They just figured, okay, here's a drain, and that's an outlet.
They had tied the drainage into the weeping system that's at the furnace. Now, normally the weeping system is tied into the main sewer line of the city, but this is an older home. It's on a hill, so they'll bleed it out within the land.
So the laundry room is right on the other side of this wall, right here. Now they saw cut the floor for the drainage to run into the furnace room, so every time you do the laundry, we have suds on your front property. Is that correct?
That's exactly right.
Well, number one, not only is it against code that the drainage is now in the weeping, there's obviously no vent because there's no indication that they ran any interior 1.5, 2 inch, whatever vent line they're going to need up through the attic to put air behind water.
So we had permits for everything.
We have permits for nothing. The first contractor basically said, what you're doing is a cosmetic facelift.
So you're touching plumbing, you're touching electrical.
We touched everything. We touched
so you need
plumbing
3
and
permits,
electrical.
not just one. That's plumbing, electrical, and structural.
I see.
And all they want is the work done properly. They're willing to pay it. It's not like they were saying, hey, can we cut corners, can we save some money? They were saying, let's do it right, we'll pay for it.
I mean, that's just another smooth contractor that's going to convince you that, no, we don't need this, it's going to cost you more money. Actually, it's just cost you a hell of a lot more money. Okay, we have one stack here and one here. And they would have had to cut the floor from there to here to tie in, and then again, they've got to go actually right up to the attic for air behind water. So that's why they didn't do it. That's why they didn't want to get a permit. I'm going to have to gut the laundry room. I'm going to have to pull up this floor. We're going to have to saw cut it right to the stack there.
And because it's not vented, that's a problem. Let's go look upstairs. We're going to have to tie the 1.5 inch vent line directly from that source up through the house, first floor, second floor, out to the attic and tie into air.
Now, I like this. Look at this bedroom.
Well, we fell in love with it the first time we came here.
It's that
And we looked at
chalet
that house,
effect.
And we said, that's it.
Let's look at the bathroom. This is the bathroom they did, the second contract.
Yes.
It's our spa in becoming sort of thing.
Okay, so we have plumbers obviously that know what they're doing. Why did they choose to go through the furnace room and not another 10, 20 feet over to the original stack? Was the same plumber that worked up here?
No.
Now that explains it.
Yeah, no, he was not.
They chose the easiest route, which was about 6 feet away. It's only a washing machine. Shouldn't be an issue, right? It's not the right way. I'm sure he knew it wasn't the right way, but the owners don't know it's the right way, so they get away with it.
We're gonna take the laundry room all apart, we're gonna rip up that floor, and we will start feeding a run to the stack, cut in, and then we're gonna have an issue getting that vent up through the attic, because that's where we want it. It's not like I'm gonna punch a hole through your wall and bring your ABS pipe outside of your house. I don't think you'd like that. So we're gonna have to do that through the inside. Unfortunately, I'm going to ruin a little bit of your walls here, but whatever I break, I'm gonna fix.
Well, we know you'll make it right.
We're gonna take this apart, we're gonna rip it up, we'll fix everything that's necessary to give you a proper laundry room here. We gotta be precise where you drill, you don't have clearance.
We would just like to get everything fixed so we can finally kind of move in, start having people over, socializing again, and not have this as sort of your 100% focus all the time. It's just house, house, and house.
Yeah, let's get some tools, let's get some drop cloths, we'll get this going.
Right on. We'll put some drop cloths down here, pull the washer and dryer, pull the sink, we'll put it out here for now, and we are gonna get wrecking. We're gonna disconnect the sink, pull out the whole cabinet countertop, move the washer and dryer, pull this partial wall here. I wouldn't actually mind taking a look at this, see if we have insulation here. So I'll go stage at a time. Normally we'll make sure the countertops are screwed down, and in this case it's not, but it makes it easy for us. I'm quite confident we're gonna find some surprises in here. I can't wait to open up the wall to see this plumbing.
Mike, look at the buildup.
I know, eh?
Drywall.
You know, they paid a lot of money for this. They paid a lot of money for crappy guys that don't even care about what they do. It's a couple of finishing nails rather than screws. They probably left their drill at home that day. Well, this wall is just freezing cold. And I can tell there can't be any insulation in there. That is really cold. I got a bad feeling that I'm going to be into a little bit of a nightmare here. If it's not insulated, obviously the contractor didn't care whether or not he had a warm room here. And by code, it has to be insulated and vapor barrier. This is a cold area. We're in 2 cold garages. Very cold room right now. I still have my coat on. I want to keep it on. However, what do I just do? The plumbing here? And I close my eyes to this and everything freezes in the future and water's everywhere? I don't think so. A little bit of mold on the floor. That's from the washing machine. I don't know why we have mold, but we do. I have to pull this wall down. First, I want to inspect the plumbing issues of the drainage because I have a feeling they did do a vent and I want to see what they tied into. I know it's not run through the house. I have to take a look at where the sink was tied into. So we'll start with this wall first. This will give me an indication of how far I have to take this room apart. We're seeing debris inside the walls, so they don't want to take it with them.
Look at the vent.
There's our vent. Thank God it's not hooked to the main line because we have methane gas inside this house. Vented totally illegally. This is not the way to do it. No permit shows it. No permit shows it. This has to be in a junction box. I don't care if it's a receptacle box, a dryer box. We're not allowed to use this wire within metal studs. We have to use BX cable because metal studs are sharp-edged, which will pierce the lines, cause a short. Look at the copper, not even tied into anything. We do not want copper against metal. What the metal will do is corrode the copper and eat a hole right through it. So when I see the garbage in the wall, when I see the electrical, now I want to see all the electrical, because if this is wrong, I know we're going to find things up here. Let's take it all down. We'll trace everything. We'll trace the electrical. I don't know what they've done with the electrical, where they've tied it off, but if that's wrong, now I want to see everything. What did I say about copper touching metal? Within probably in the next couple of years, that will put a hole right through that copper. After we just removed this wall, what I see is a bunch of holes cut on the other side. You see how this is done? We have more in here. We have more here. This tells me that this wall was existing. So whoever did do the metal studs before did put in BX cable. They tied a receptacle to the other side, which is the furnace room, another receptacle on this side, which we had a cabinet here. So what they do? They closed it off. This is a live line. Okay, they insulated it and then plastered it in. Illegal. I punched a hole in this wall. I do find insulation. Wonderful. We find insulation. However, we find no vapor barrier. So we have no airflow stopping here at all. Just a little bit of insulation to try and keep a little bit of warmth in here. Incorrect. Now the whole room comes down. We're going to take this wall completely down. We're going to stud it with 2x4. We're going to fix the electrical, fix the plumbing, and I just started. You know, I could turn a blind eye to this and say this is not my issue, I'm here to do plumbing, but since we're here and we're going to do some damage, we're going to open it up and we're going to make it right, and that way I don't get a call back. All I see is problem after illegal things here, and yet what do we have? We have a contractor who says, no, you don't need a permit. And it's only going to cost you more time and cost you more money, and we're going to have to charge you more money. Here's more money for you. That is not the way to close up the hot air duct line. Look at that, not even screwed in. These guys slipped them in place and just didn't even screw it. I guess that made it easy to move so they could drywall it. So we have insulation on the top here. Look what they missed. This is the bottom plate. Okay, there's your outside plate, there's your floor joist. Why isn't that insulated? What do we have in here? We have copper. What's in the copper? Water. So, we have a cold zone. I can't believe it's freezing outside and I can't believe this hasn't burst yet. Also, they did insulate it here, but they don't insulate the corner. Like, what is that going to stop? Is it going to stop anything? Is it going to keep the cold on that side and the warm on this side? No. Simple plumbing problem. Yeah, simple plumbing problem. There's a great example as to why I do not use metal studs in the basement at all. Totally rusted. That will rot out in no time. This cable is cheaper. For them, it's simple. They probably don't even know about the BX. They don't even think about this. Obviously, he's not a licensed electrician. He would never run this type of cable within metal studs. They know their job, yet do they care? No. Why? They convince the client no permits are necessary. They know they're not going to be here because they haven't moved in the house yet. So let's quickly get this done, close this up, and get the hell out of here and make multi-thousands of dollars. This way we don't have to waste time calling an inspector to inspect their work, which is never going to pass. Not in a million years, none of this is going to pass. None of this is going to pass, none of the studding, none of the insulation, the plumbing, everything is wrong. So at this point, I think I'm just going to disconnect this electrical so we don't hit our heads on this. We'll get rid of the rest of the studs. We'll get the jackhammer ready and cut that path. I'll tell you, there's nothing I hate more than pulling up a brand new tiled floor. No choice. We're going to have to cut a trench all the way to the main stack. See that? You got a hammer? These tiles aren't even bonded. No surprise there. The guy hasn't done anything right so far. Why would I expect anything better on this job? The trench we're cutting here will carry the drain pipe to the main stack, which ties into the city's sewage system. We're just gonna come across here and go straight through, okay? Don't worry about the rest of the floor. Let's open up that path. Then we'll worry about pulling up the rest of the tile on the rest of the floor. Just removed the clean out. I took it off to try and help find the direction of the pipe, and at this point it appears that it's coming this way, which is kind of weird, but we'll just keep coming towards it and hopefully we hit it around this area. We don't have to tie right in. It doesn't matter, but the less we have to cut, the better. It's just kind of irregular to see two down stacks at this point. Normally I'd see them a lot further apart, but hey, I didn't build this house. There's one thing that we've noticed. I guess they ran out of thin set. Thin set's rather expensive, and they bought a bag of grout. And they use grout to hold down the tile over the thin set. You can see the two different colors. One's gray, that's the thin set. Here we have the beige, that's grout. Well, you don't use grout to adhere tiles. Grout is a filler, and it fills in between. Not an adhesive, it just don't work. Well, we have gone on a digging spree and found our treasure. It's a 4-inch line. We'll put in a 4-inch Y at this point and bring the drainage from the laundry room right through the floor, tie in. We'll close it back in again. What's up, Tony? Nice to see you, buddy.
Hey, Tony, nice to see you.
My son, Joe.
Hey, Joe. How are you? Good, good.
Well, we're all ready for you. We had a hell of a mess, but come on and take a look. Okay. I want to come up here for the washing machine. Yep. Okay, we'll take the sink from the same location, cap that, and we'll run it through the wall. We'll have the walls built by Monday, back Tuesday for vent, if you can do that. Yep. So we'll run this today, right now. Yep. We're going to tie right in the PVC on the floor here, so you got a 4-inch Y?
Yeah, and what I'm going to do, Mike, I'm going to stub out a clean out, so I could either break a bit to the side of either side of the door, or put something further down. I prefer there just because we're going to have 145, a 90, because that's probably over 20 feet. Okay, so we could get away with one right about here.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
It won't take long.
All right. Let's get at it.
Okay. So Mike's exposed this 4-inch PVC line underground. We're going to cut a Y into it and go run a 2-inch drain over to the laundry. A Y has to be used on a horizontal drain, just for the flow. You're going to follow the water. A T, you could, with a drain cleaning apparatus, you could end up going either way. So in all those fittings, just have to keep going downstream. Look. That should be glued on. I'm pulling that off with my hand. Roots could penetrate that and go right through the system. So that one that we pulled apart should have been glued like this. We formed a fitting that literally is going to slide right in because there's no movement on that pipe underground. We've got 2 4-inch Fernco couplings, they call them. We're going to slip them on basically and then slide them over. So we make something the same size, just a little smaller actually, to slide the couplings over both pieces of pipe so we can then put it in, which is the goal here. And we just tighten them up. So same thing, we're going to put a Y on there for that cleanout. So the Y is going to flow this, the cleanout will be up top and it'll flow down. If it's got too much grade, you can leave solids behind. If there's not enough, same thing, water's got to flow down. So this stuff's so easy to work with, right? Just glue it together. This cleanout is within 20 feet of the next cleanout. So most hand snakes, these little snakes, are 20, 25 feet long. So we've just made it easy that if they do have a problem, they can clean it from there to this point, and if it's not long enough to get into the 4-inch, they can go from this guy. Stick a cap on that so they don't get gassed out. That's all for now.
Beautiful. Okay, that's fine with me. And then what I was looking at for the vent, we'll continue it right up, run through the rafters across here. We'll come through the bulkhead that's going to be here. Follow up the central vacuuming, which I've already found the point in that wall upstairs, directly up.
Excellent.
And that's going to be through this wall right here, which will continue straight upstairs into the second floor. We'll punch a big hole in this wall, a big hole in the wall upstairs, directly up through the attic and tie into an outside vent source. I cannot run up on the outside of the walls due to the peaks, the windows, the structure, all headers galore. I can't get through that. It has to be on an inside wall where I can cut the bottom plate, bring it up, and I'm gonna go right up this wall, directly up this, right up into the attic, and that's why I want to tie into an existing vent stack that runs up through the roof. I already went outside and looked at it. Oh, now I got to bring in the homeowners. Just let them know what I found, take a look at it, and let them know what I have to do to fix it.
What we thought was a simple project, and just relocating a laundry room from a second floor to a basement opened up a whole can of worms.
We went in because they had soap suds on the front of their lawn. And what did we discover?
We've had problems with the plumbing and I guess the vent. Even here in the garage, our existing sewer pipes weren't connected properly and may have separated in the ground. I mean, that's something you'd never find out.
It does look good. When we take it all apart, nothing is going to work properly.
There were electrical wires just hanging loose behind the wall, sort of between the framing.
Studding wrong, insulation wrong.
It's just amazing. It's a real shock.
Well, number one contractor, he walks in and really takes their money. Number two contractor, he comes in and he does it all wrong.
And as for the contractors we dealt with before, they shouldn't be in this business. They should be out of business.
What we're gonna have to do is replace all the plumbing, replace all the electrical, all the studding, new insulation. I think we're gonna add some radiant heat in the floor.
Luckily, we're in time that we actually can put it in, and it is an extra, but something that we're really looking forward to.
Not a big deal. It's what we do.
We're looking forward to the end of it and to know that the dust is settled and obviously being able to do laundry.
Absolutely, yes.
Which is what started all of this.
We'll make it right. By code, we have to vent it. If you do not vent your line, your water will not run down the drain the way it should, quickly. Because as soon as water rushes down a pipe, it cuts off all air. So air behind that water allows that water just to fly down.
You know it's going to be a demolition, but to walk in and not see walls, I can't believe it. It's total devastation. Everything's just torn apart, and to see the trenching through concrete, it's a real shock.
We completely studded the area and filled in the floor. And we are ready to fix all the electrical, redo the plumbing, and continue the vent line, just like we talked about, and bringing that upstairs. It's continued right into the other room. We have a clean out in the floor right at this location. You need a clean out within 20 feet of drain in the floor. They ran the electrical through the cold air return.
We could leave it there. There's nothing in the code that says you can't. The only thing that they ask you to do is, if the box is there, you have to seal it airtight.
Which they did not do.
Which they did not do.
We had a huge hole running through here.
The best bet would be to pull it out and try and junction it off somewhere else.
So you see all this wiring? My guess is it's right in here on the other side of this wall on the switch, so it might be just a feed to that, and if that's the case, we can carry it back, junction it in there, and run a new line in.
Yes.
Excellent. I'm trying to feed this wire through. We don't want to do a junction in the ceiling here. I want to bring it down and junction it at the switch, so that way we don't have to put in an access panel. We do have the best tools in the business. And there's nothing wrong with a little bit of old ingenuity here, and it works every time. I'm trying to grab the wire and feed it through. I want it to come out here and not through the return air. There we go, that's what I want. Now that we pulled that through, we've eliminated all wiring in the air return, and we've now brought this junction, which feeds the garage, and we'll junction it right in the switch box. Why didn't the other guy do that? I'm gonna assume he didn't want to go through the trouble we just did. While Maurizio continues the electrical here, we'll go take a look upstairs to see how we're going to run the vent. Guys, this is the central back line that we have downstairs, so what I want you to do is to cut a path right here, straight up in this area. Cut that open for me. That's going to give us an eye view of over top of the closet and how I can bring it in upstairs. The reason why I want this cut above the baseboard and below the crown molding is for plastering purposes. It makes it real easy to plaster this area that we've cut open, rather than trying to tie back in and doing a latex caulk. It doesn't work for me. This way we can run a full length of pipe, 1.5 inches up and in and down, whatever which way we have to go, and easy repair. Well, I tell you, it's not going to be easy, but there's nothing we can't do. It's just how much damage do we have to do it. That's definitely the shower drain. I'm telling you, everything to do with this house is starting to blow me away. 2x4 floor joists. Right, 2x4 floor joists under the shower floor. Not a smart move. This wall used to be 3 feet that way, and there used to be a bathroom in there. And they moved the bathroom from over there into here.
When we're outside here, can we see anything?
We see a stack
We do
on
see a
this
stack
side.
on this side.
Yeah.
If we were putting this in, you would likely take a vent straight off the drain connection.
Then we have ABS. The vent's right there. They vented
This
here.
is a good sign, seeing this.
The issue is, we are in the area of this drain right now, right? And I can't bypass it. I can't get by it. Sean, let's just measure for this drain. I'll mark it in the bedroom.
221.
We're gonna mark it same location on this wall. Then we'll go downstairs to figure out exactly where we want to drill. I'd hoped to tie into the vent in the bathroom, but that shower's blocking my path.
What do you got there, Sherlock?
There's an I-beam running on an angle that way, not straight. That makes no sense to me.
Like a lot of things in this house.
You've got to be right on the money. 221, we got to be precise where you drill and you'll have clearance. Okay, this is right where the in line with the drain. So I just want to cut a hole here. I want to get to the bottom plate of this wall so I can drill through it and feed that vent stack all the way up here. I was trying to avoid doing this in the bedroom because now I got to paint this whole wall, but I have no choice. It's an insulated wall. It's nice to see. It's actually a pain in my butt.
Oh, geez. Yeah, it is. It's hard to run pipe through that, isn't it?
It's hard to run real pipe. Yes, you just answered it for me. Get me dirty.
Sorry, buddy.
It's okay.
Part of the job.
I know. We're gonna drill right through there at this point with the 2 9/16 drill bit.
This is my wood eater.
Sean, while you're drilling that, I'm gonna go downstairs and see what Tony's doing just to check on his progress. Tony's been busy. This is the way to do it. Here's the main line running into the floor. We have a clean out here just in case for any reason you had to do that. Good work. We have a T here running vertically.
That's a back vent for the laundry sink.
Comes back up so you can see the direction. Water flows this way, air flows behind it. That's what we want to see.
The washing machine will have its own trap, its own vent, and that vent's going to follow our new route up to the attic.
We will start to insulate and drywall this up.
Yeah.
Tony's on his way up to the second floor here to run the vent to the attic. Let's open it up and see what we're in for.
Oh, yeah. Aha! Viva la vent stack. Oh, this is going to be fun. I got a real good visual up here of everything, so it looks like this is getting a little easier now.
This is a friggin' joke. I don't believe this. Look at the return air.
Yeah.
The heat's going right in, out into the attic here. They go and stuff the wall with insulation. Meanwhile, there's nothing in the ceiling. It's no wonder this house is so cold. All the heat's just coming up into the attic. They have insulated this very, very poorly. They've used 2x4 ceiling joists, which are unacceptable. Has to be a minimum of 2x6. Rather than insulating and keeping the ceiling warm, they insulated the actual roof. All this has to be insulated. This is not the way to do it, folks. You do not insulate the top. You insulate the bottom. This should be a cold zone. Okay, so we have no problems running up here. We're gonna have to close that off so they have a proper air return. This is a whole huge job on its own. Let's fix the plumbing. We'll recommend somebody to come up here and do all this work. So here's that line that comes up the wall that we saw, and it is vented, so I'm going to say good to the man that did the plumbing upstairs. He did this correctly. I mean, there's nothing right about this house at this point. There's nothing easy about trying to make this happen.
We're trying to now follow Mike's path. It's just awkward because it's set way back in there. So we're just going to bring it over now that we've got something to glue to and measure and tie this one in from the basement. And then we're working upstairs towards the attic.
If I were to take a survey on how many homeowners have poked their head into the attic to take a look at what was up there, probably 5%.
Pull that pipe up a bit, please.
You got it glued?
Okay, is that good? Yep.
All right. Okay, so we've brought our vent coming up from the basement up to the attic. This is a vent picking up that washroom on the second floor, which goes out through the roof over here. So we're just going to cut a TY in, so we've now vented that basement laundry. And then everything's vented the way it should be.
How are we doing up there, Tony?
We're doing fine, Mike. Where are you?
I'm hidden in a wall space.
We're just making the connection to the vent going outside. So we're putting this guy in the same way as the other ones so that any water coming in from outside is going to drain down. We're all finished, Mike.
You're the man, Tony.
Thank you.
Come on down, buddy. That was quick. Do me a favor. I want you to look into 3-foot wide strips by 10, 12 foot, anything like that. I'm looking at putting in floor heating here. Thanks, buddy. All right, all the electrical's done, the plumbing's complete. Now let's put this place back together just like we were never here.
There it is, Mike. We made it to this point so far.
This is good. The guys have been busy getting the drywall and getting it plastered, primed, and yet last night they had just finished putting down the in-floor heating underneath the subfloor here. Now that we have laid this room complete and we're ready to tile it, we're just going to finish off the area in the hallway here. Well, there's no doubt it's a lot warmer in here now. However, the homeowners would like some extra heat on the floor, so we chose to put in some in-floor heating. We're going to make sure the cables run through the floor here because I don't want that underneath when we lay it down. I mean, we only have to go down 3/16. We are making sure at this point all staples are removed. There's 1,000 staples, so we're going to pull them all up rather than hammer them down. We will wash the floor, thin set it down, and start tiling. On any standard thermostat that you put on the wall, and the thermostat will be here, you would expect that picks up the heat. In this case, it doesn't. The probe, the actual thermostat, will be in the floor and pick up the temperature of the floor and then tell the thermostat to turn on. Most thermostats on the market out there, wherever you put them, that's where it takes the temperature because the mercury switch is inside there. That's where it finds out how warm it is based on the room and will turn on and off. In this case, we can put the thermostat really anywhere.
That's great, Mike. Okay.
So what we'll do is we'll fish the line down the corner there, fire it right through there, bring it out, and just onto the floor like you said.
Sense.
Okay, and stop.
Okay, stop there.
Can you see it?
Yep.
We could put it in the laundry room. The only thing with the laundry room, it'll be more cold because this door is always going to be closed, so it'll be coming on more. We have 2 garage doors there, and opening and closing them, it's just going to bring that cold draft right across the floor. Here it won't. Okay, Frank, I do not want to do a junction point at the bottom here. We want to keep it up above water in case it floods.
I agree.
And we'll use conduit, bring it up, junction.
And then bring it over.
And just feed it in, eh? Sure. So here's our probe line. We'll get that in the box as well. You know what? Yeah, punch a hole and feed it up the wall.
Yeah, punch a hole and keep it through here.
No.
Oh, right through here
yeah.
you want it.
Yeah, because we're going to be within the void, right? We have one here and one here.
Yeah.
Just bring it right up. With a little bit of thin set, we will help really fill the void at the bottom of the wall and protect the line. Now that the probe is in place, we can get the rest of the pads down. To lay this in floor heating, we're going to use a V-notch 3/16 of an inch trowel. What that gives us is 3/16-inch depth, 3/16-inch width, and not too much. This is just going to bond right to it. It does matter on which trowel you use. You do not want to have too much thin set down, and you don't want to have too little thin set down. So we have, manufacturers suggested installation methods. Let's listen to them because they make sense. With the V-notch, what you're doing is creating a suction gap that when we do put the floor on top of this and use a grout float over top of it, that will level it and create a suction gap to hold it down. Once this is completely laid down, we will let it dry for a while and let's figure out the pattern for the tiles. Now we have a very big tile here.
So you thinking brick style?
I'm thinking brick style. I'm thinking of staggering this. I think this is going to work. We'll determine center of the hallway, base it on our one tile, bring it down here to start. Because, I don't want too many cuts around this door. So we'll actually start it at this point, feed it back to there, and work our way back. At this point now, what we see is the washer and dryer here, the cabinet here, and this is really now the walking zone. So with that, do we split the room and try and center the tile, which is going to look off as soon as everything's in place, because now this area is the walking zone. So let's take that area, split it down the center, and it just happens to work out for us so we get a full tile off this wall. Because I'm starting to tile from that end, it's very important that I have worked out my perfect center of this hallway, bring it in here, determine where our cuts are going to be. It works, we've just checked that. Now I'm going to carry that back to the wall and we're going to start tiling there so we are precise. By the time we get here, we're exactly where I want to be. This time I'm using a 1/2-inch square notch trowel. So now we have a 1/2 inch wide by a 1/2 inch deep, which gives me a little bit of play on my tiles to give a nice true floor and great grabbing of the tile itself. Just by doing these lines here, as soon as I push the tile down on it, that creates a suction and grabs that tile and holds it. We get a nice thickness on top of this to level our tile for one, and it bonds in these honeycombs in here because they curve in on the inside and it really grabs the tile. This is a porcelain tile, so one thing about porcelain compared to ceramic is if we chip this tile, porcelain is continuous right through with the grain. If it's ceramic, it's only glazed on the top and you'll see clay if you chip it, so it's more money, but it's good. I want that nice and true. I want to be able to take that level across from one tile to the other and have no spaces whatsoever. That is a true floor and exactly what we want to see. I don't mind running it a couple different ways to create my trueness, so this works good. Okay, Sean, why don't you continue going in the laundry room here, and we'll go out in the hallway and get the rest of the subfloor down. We're going to use a 1/4 by 3/16 V-notch trowel for the subfloor. I want just a little more thin set underneath the subfloor than I do the in-floor heating. Just for it to grab. I don't want too much where we're going to buckle it up and we have, you know, raises in the floor, but enough to grab it nice and tight, and it definitely has to be a V and not a square notched. You can use a square notch. The only issue with that is that it's going to put too much down on the floor and you've really got to push it out. With the V notch, by the time that spreads out, it becomes a nice flat layer and bonds with the fibers underneath and the fibers on top of the in-floor heating. Beforehand, I had Frank do a continuity check on the in-floor heating to make sure we have a complete circuit through it. We don't want to go to all this extreme and there's something wrong with the heating underneath. I'm looking for a fairly level consistency across here. Don't want a lot of it built up in one area, so if I have to trowel it a few times, I have to trowel it a few times. Well, it's a little extra work, but you know what? It'll last a lifetime. Well, we're only going to tile to the doorway here today so we can walk through. We'll lay down the rest of the subfloor today, come back tomorrow, tile the rest of it, and then on Thursday, grout everything, get the trim in, and soon enough we'll have this done and paint upstairs, do all the paint touch-ups, and we give it back to them.
We didn't know enough to know that we didn't know. And we're starting to learn. We're discovering more things about our house, also about our decision-making process. We learn together and we learn from our mistakes.
1, no good. 2, junction in there, no good. 3, running it in the downspout, no good. I don't know what the hell this is for. This is a total break in the line here. You don't do this. Last day. We're gonna give it back today. We completed the tiles, got some trimming, we got our cabinets in, sinks all hooked up. Tanya has picked new taps, very nice. We are done our plumbing, yes we are, good. I absolutely love this tile. We gotta give it a little bit of a scrub there. We got a little grout over top. Benji's been here working like crazy trying to finish this while we're working on another one. I have Craig coming in just to paint the whole place, including upstairs. Frank's gonna be getting into pod lights. Well, I feel good about it now because we started from scratch again once we'd taken everything out, including the walls. And just started over. And it makes me feel good to create again, to make it the way it should be. It's already warm. I can't believe how warm it is. The very first day I walked in here, it was so cold, and you can feel the difference in this room. It's insulated properly, proper doors in there, weather tight. You know, what can I say? This is the right way of doing it, and I like it. We're almost done. Benji, what's up, buddy?
Well, I got that 24 gauge heavy duct line that we're going to use for the exhaust on the dryer.
We are now inside the furnace room, and we're running the dryer vent or the dryer exhaust for inside the laundry room there. We're going to run it across the bottom. I really don't agree with this type of line running for the exhaust simply because we have a lot of heat coming out of there. If you are going to use a flex line, it should be a metal flex line, or in this case, rigid. Inside this, believe it or not, it actually helps catch the airflow. So we don't want that. Let's give it a nice smooth surface on the inside.
And more lint buildup in these too.
Not to mention lint buildup, correct.
And one of the advantages too that the galvanized has over the aluminum is that aluminum's soft too, like the flex line. So when people walk by there, if it's aluminum, they'll have more tendency to want it to bend, whereas the galvanized, it's a little more rigid. And,
yeah, so it's a couple more bucks, but it's 10 times better.
It's way better, absolutely. Compared to the galvanized, what's the difference? That's the difference between the aluminum and galvanized. That's why we use this stuff here.
Well, I'll let you get at this.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go upstairs and check on Sean. He should be prepping the walls before the painters get here.
I had a color here that I tried to guess. I had to do a repair here, so I had some scraps from the wall, and I took it into a paint store, and this is what I came up with. That's me trying to match paint. So I said forget that, and I took my piece to another paint store that had a scanner. Usually about half of them have scanners nowadays, and I got them to scan the paint, paying attention to the just under eggshell finish of velvet. So I've come up with something that I think is gonna work.
So you're just gonna give it a primer coat now with the paint?
Yeah, gonna go over the primer.
Okay, good. This is not primer, this is primer. But what I mean by primer is giving it a base coat before a finish coat of the whole wall. I wouldn't dare just plaster this primeness and then paint everything one coat, because you will see the difference from the primer to the old paint. So you wanna hit it once and then hit the whole thing again once that's dried. Before you grout, it's a really good idea to make sure that you've cleared all your edges, because if you have any thinset on the tile at all, it's going to bleed right through the grout and you will see it. Much like we see the thinset here, I have to make sure I get that out. And once I have that cleaned up, I'll do a sponge clean and then I'll grout it. That's not too often we tile inside the cupboard, but you know, in this case we have it continued through. Why have a different floor in here? We had the extra tiles, let's put it in. And it looks pretty good right now. I can vacuum this and then wash it down and apply the grout. If you have a wide grout line, you want to use a sanded grout. Very important. It's a lot stronger than the non-sanded. If you were to use a non-sanded in an area with a wide grout line, it will crack like crazy. I'm ready to put this down. This is not too milky and yet it's not too thick, so it gets nice and in there. You want to work it quite a bit. You don't want to just go over it once. You want to get it right in there. So it makes a mess, but you clean it up afterwards. We'll let that sit for about 10 minutes, and then I'll just sponge that down. We have a nice neat finish.
No, we don't have any insulation above, so we can end up using these wonderful retrofit pot lights. Well, if there was insulation, what you need is a metal enclosure that would enclose the entire pot light assembly here. So we would actually have a metal enclosure all the way through that would span out about this large. So if you did have an electrical fire, it would end up reducing how fast it would spread throughout the ceiling.
What we're doing on this wall is just doing a pass from floor to ceiling, so you don't see a lot of patchy spots on the wall. It's a little more difficult, but it makes it look that much better. Also, it's very important on a wall like this, we have to use such a thick pile roller that it can tend to leave ridges on the wall. So what you want to do is keep slight pressure on the right side of the roller, and that eliminates the ridges as you go.
Holy.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
It's almost brand new, isn't
It's a
it?
totally new room.
Well,
it's just beautiful. It's a gorgeous pattern. I just can't believe it.
We moved this out not too long ago. Yeah, this is definitely what started it all. It was a washing machine. I'll put the dryer in place next and clean up and give them back their home. Hello. You know what?
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm done. So I'll tell you.
Time to have a look.
This is the wall that we opened up to get that vent up to your second floor. So this is all repaired now. Same as upstairs. We put everything back. Your bed's back.
I just can't believe it. You can't tell that it was taken apart at all.
After we opened it up, we found nothing right. The only thing that was right was the paint. And it was probably because you picked it.
We appreciate your dedication to professionalism and your commitment to excellence.
My pleasure. My pleasure. We had a little bit of a spaghetti factory to get our way up there, a little bit of weaving to get through, but we worked our way up right up to the attic. We tied into the attic vent line, so now we're direct air down to your laundry room the way it should have been done in the first place. We can see why they didn't do this, because they would have had to do what we did. Let's go downstairs.
We just love it. It's almost like a brickwork pattern.
Yeah. That's the idea. It's because we're L-shaped here and I wanted to keep it nice and straight rather than going diagonal. It was too straight to keep it in line, so we just staggered it and it really gives it a nice effect, especially with the tile you picked. This is a nice line.
It's just beautiful. It's a gorgeous pattern.
All new baseboard throughout the basement. We might as well tie it in and make it the same. And we tiled inside your closet.
Is that ever nice? Oh, that's
Makes a
great. It
difference.
finishes it off nicely.
We have laid it on top of in-floor heating. We put your thermostat inside the furnace room here because you really don't need it out there. It's not set for temperature. There's a probe in the floor.
Oh my
So
goodness.
you just open it
Is that
up.
ever neat?
This opens up on both sides so you can play with it.
Isn't that neat?
All we're going to do is just raise that temperature up. It's set for Fahrenheit, so we'll bring it right up to about 70 degrees. You can play with it at that point and see if you like it or not.
Who needs to go to Florida?
That's right, just turn up your heat, eh? But I feel it warming up.
My goodness, you're kidding. Well, you know what? I'm just going to kick off my shoes and try this out. Oh.
I would say within the next 10-15 minutes, you're going to have a completely warm floor.
You're right.
Oh, we can.
Wow, it is warming up nicely.
We can use this as
It's just great.
This can, be used as a spa as well.
Let's take a look at the laundry room.
Great.
Holy.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Oh,
Well, it's almost brand new,
this
isn't
is a
it?
totally new room.
Well, wow.
I like the taps you chose, very nice.
Thank you.
Well, from start to finish, let me tell you, this was a joke. Here I thought I was just going to do a little bit of plumbing, breaking your floor, and we ended up pulling down everything. Your studding was wrong, your electrical was wrong, your insulation was wrong, there was no vapor barrier. Once we pulled off the drywall, we found that your metal studs, which I'm against in the basement, they're all rotted across the bottom here. They were not even screwed in together, so your drywall was holding all the studs. And on top of this, we found a lot of electrical problems here that would never have been passed. Really, you should have had 3 permits here, and the contractor should have made sure of that, but in this case, he did not, and everything would not have passed. And let me tell you about your tile. You use thin set, and then you use grout to lay down your tiles. I think the contractor subbed it out to the paper boy and all his friends. That's what it looks like. I mean, who lays tile with grout? Nobody lays tile with grout. What were these guys thinking? I'm out of thin set, I'll use some grout, nobody's gonna know. In this wall right here, his vent was in the open cavity inside the wall.
Of course, you wouldn't really know as a homeowner what it's supposed to be like.
All you saw was brand new paint, right?
That's right. You
Brand
the
new tile.
finishing would look good. You thought it functioned.
We cut a path in the floor directly through to your garage and tied it into the sewage line, which is the way it should have been. By the end of it, the tiles look good. New paint, new trim, do things right. It works right. It's not just a matter of now that the inside features look good, but everything behind it now works properly. This area is now done, safe, warm, and now you can use it properly, and you're not going to be sudding your front lawn anymore. So I think you're going to have some fun with that.
It'll be nice after 8 months of taking my laundry to my mother to finally be able to do the laundry at home.
As a homeowner, you really do have to be more involved in it. You have to educate yourself, find out what you need, right from permits to what kind of electrical, what kind of plumbing, what kind of fixtures. It's a fun process. It's not going to the dentist and having your tooth pulled. I love my job. I love learning new things, and I encourage it to you. Maybe you'll be able to tell your contractor what you need and not let him tell you what you need.
Because we know that it really requires a skill of a modern-day Sherlock Holmes to figure out and find out what's wrong with this place. This is a book with all the adventures of Sherlock Holmes, and we wanted to present it to the modern-day Sherlock Holmes.
Wow.
Well, for the Sherlock Holmes of the contractors.
I totally appreciate this. Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Tanya.
No, thank you for all your work. It's just been terrific.
You are so
And I've
welcome.
got to give you a hug. Oh.
You want to do it right? Get involved in your renovations.
Yes, sir.
That's plywood and...
Yeah. See? Good game. Good game, Dan.